Yo, this is Mickey Factz, co-founder of Pendulum Ink.
It's your boy Chilla Jones, another co-founder of Pendulum Ink.
And right now you're tuned in to allhiphop.com. Keep it live right here. Peace.
Shit.
I'm London Jen, and this is allhiphop.com. I am here today with two professors, two rappers turned professors, to tell you about an amazing new initiative. I'll let them reveal what it is that they have introduced to the hip-hop culture, and they're going to tell us all about it. I'm here with Professors Chilla Jones and Mickey Factz. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're going to talk to us about Pendulum Ink. But before we get into that, just briefly, for any viewers who are unfamiliar with the both of you, give me a brief bio on you both, and that will set up why you are so qualified to do what you're going to tell us that you're doing. So let's start with you, Chilla.
My name is Chilla Jones. I am a battle rapper, master lyricist, former King of the Dot champion, 2020 champion of the year in the battle rap world. One of the most influential writers in battle rap history.
Quite a resume there. Mickey.
What's going on? Bronx MC, master lyricist, tons and tons of projects. Worked with pretty much everybody that you could potentially think of. And, I'm in a lot of your favorite rappers' top 10 and 5s. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper's rapper.
Well, I'm honored to be speaking to you both this morning then. So you have started this new initiative, like I said, Pendulum Ink. Tell me exactly what it is, and then you can tell me where this came from. Okay. So, Mickey, do you want to start?
Yeah. Pendulum Ink is a masterclass for lyricists, poets, rappers, and surveyors who want to be able to learn the craft from people who have been doing this for over 10 to 15 plus years, and educating them on the music business along the way, while still keeping the foundation of what lyricism means in the forefront.
Okay, that's so. And Chilla, where did this idea come from? How did this come about? A masterclass?
Yeah, this this is a brainchild of Mickey Factz, man. Mickey reached out to me not long ago, and told me about this idea he had for this program. Basically towing the line between hip hop and academia, and being able to teach lyricism in a way that your average person can grasp, and also be able to turn, aspiring rappers and aspiring lyricists into master lyricists eventually. And, as somebody that has pushed lyricism, I think, to the forefront of battle rap multiple times, it was a no-brainer for me to want to be involved. And as we're going through this process now of getting everything ready for orientation this Sunday, I'm super excited to see the world's reaction to the curriculum that we've come up with and to the lesson plans that we've organized.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Why is something like this needed now? Why are you introducing this now? Why is it the right time?
For me, as someone who's been making music for over 15 years and living off of music for over 15 years. Well, I've been making music for 20 years, but living off of music for 15 years, there's really no exit plan for a lot of guys that's turning into their 40s. And, hip hop is a young man's sport. And we've always heard these conversations about, who wants to rap at 40 or who wants to rap at 50. So to me, it's like, okay, well, I want to be able to have some of my peers and some of the older OGs retire into academia and retire into teaching. and still have a space for them to, you know, build the culture up and provide a service still off of the stature that they've created. Um, and it's not just going to be something that will be from a digital standpoint, right? At some point, eventually, we want to make this a curriculum and syllabus that we can license out to universities all over the country, enabling MCs in their particular cities and even, you know, countries a chance to teach this program for a fee and continue this, you know, building of academia and hip hop across the world, allowing for MCs at a certain point, you know, either younger or older, you know, older or younger, right? A chance to, you know, have a space to continue to provide for their families in the event that they don't want to rhyme anymore, and interact with fan bases all across the world.
Okay, wow, that's huge. So you sort of you're starting this with you know, one course, set amount of students, but it's something that you want to grow into, like you say, a syllabus and spread far and wide. That's dope. Creating professors, I guess, as you go to pass on to the next generation. Has anything in your knowledge like this ever been done before?
Chilla, you want to take that?
Not really to my knowledge. There have been rappers who have partnered with the company Masterclass to do, you know, certain teachings and certain lessons, but in terms of an actual full rollout of a hip hop based curriculum that includes the historic side, um, style coaching and rap theory, advanced technique and technical writing specialties, over the course of 8 months with, you know, close to 80 classes. I've never seen anything like it, and I've never seen anything comparable, especially at the price point at which we offer.
Okay, 80 classes. Wow. So break down to me some of the things that you know, you talked about a few of them there, the different subject areas that students will study within the course or masterclass.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So we have rap theory, which is headed by our professor in stylistics, who goes by the name Comic Book Cam, and he teaches you flow, delivery, tonality, cadence, pocket, and the basic foundational things that you need to be a MC. Because we're not just going to accept high level tier MCs. We're going to be bringing in people who may not be able to rhyme on the beat properly. So we have somebody who, you know, studied and I don't believe he graduated, but he studied as a musician, right? And he knows how to play the trumpet. He can read sheet music. So he's going to be able to get people in the pocket and on beat and to be able to have dope flows and teach people how to get to that space so where they can come to the advanced class the following semester, and we'll take them to the next level. And obviously in the advanced class that me and Chilla Jones are the department heads of, we're going to be, you know, breaking down high level lyricism from the standpoint of two master lyricists, right? So we're talking splicing, interlinking, scheming, entendre, double entendre, triple entendre, chain punching, mirror morphing, reverse punchlines, etc. Letter four, number pun. I can go on and on and on. And all of these terms are terms that not only we have created, but we have also mastered. And we are dedicated to making sure that the students that join this class are proficient in it as much as we are proficient in it. We're cramming about 10 to 15 years of our knowledge into an 8-month class. We leave you with homework. We leave you with lesson plans so you can study this and learn it along the way for the rest of your lives. And we always will give you refresher courses if you want to, you know, spin the block and come see us again. But for the most part, we're giving the tools for the MCs to use in order to be better in their careers.
Wow, that sounds so comprehensive. You mentioned something about an exit, like, you know, preparing. Rappers have never had an exit plan. How does that factor in? You talked about the technical aspects. How is there also sort of training with being, you know, having a career as a rapper, as a lyricist?
Yeah, so we I'll take this question and Chilla could get the next one. So yes, so we have multiple optional classes that we will have. It's not mandatory to take these classes, but we have 4 classes that are optional for MCs to take. And I encourage all the students that are here to join these classes. The first class that I'm gonna speak about is called Mickey Money, the Mickey Money class, right? I think that's what we're running with, where I teach you contracts, how to monetize your brand, what does an exit strategy look like for someone, you know, how do you sign up for health insurance as an artist, as an independent artist? What do you do in terms of retirement plans and looking into investing and things like that? Not just, you know, being this person, right, that's just rapping all day, because, you know, some of us don't want to be rapping at 55, 60 years old. There has to be some sort of exit plan. And obviously, Pendulum Ink, we want to be one of those exit plans for a lot of MCs as they come up and grow. We also have a battle rap class that is head by Chilla Jones. He will be giving you the basic foundations on how to be a proper battler, whether it's marketing, writing wise, delivery, whatever it takes. And, you know, who better than to learn from someone who conquered both sides of the pond when it comes to the battle culture, King of the Dot and URL. We also have a content creation class headed by Comic Book Cam. And he is someone who, you know, is going to teach you how to do content, different ways of doing content, and how to be able to navigate in this ever-growing space of social media. And last but not least, we have our rhymecology class, which is a mental health specialist class, where we discuss, you know, the MC that we're going to be, you know, learning from for that month, and diving really deep into what they took to do from an emotional and mental standpoint to write the songs that they wrote, and how it's reflective in their own lives as students.
Oh, wow. That's, like I say, it's so comprehensive. It sounds so detailed. You talked about sort of 10, 15 years worth of work, but Chilla, how long is this how long has this taken you to put together?
The actual curriculum, very literally, maybe a month and a half, 2 months. It's you know, it hasn't taken us long to put it together. However, indirectly, you know, Mickey Factz and I have created and mastered some of these techniques over the course of years. So these are techniques, and these are devices that I've used in battles, he's used in songs, I've used in songs, he's used in battles. And these are techniques and devices that really kind of would only be recognized by other, you know, high level MCs. But a lot of these things were not, you know, a lot of these things were done innately, right? A lot of these things were done naturally, just as a means of flexing our skill set or showing what we're capable of. We've taken these things and assigned them names that are very specific to their purpose and how they work within the writing that we use. So, you know, for instance, there's something that we call safety pin, and the purpose of a safety pin is to, you know, hold your place from one rhyme scheme to another. So anybody that's in the class will learn kind of in full what safety pin is and how to do it and how to use it and what MCs use it the best and who's made a name off of it and things like that. But up until now, it hasn't been something that was ever given a name or termed or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of these terms and techniques and devices, like I said, have been utilized by me and Mickey Factz over the past decade.
Tried and tested.
Yes.
So, and now you're sort of, like you said, naming them and, you know, sharing them with the world so that something that people were doing innately, they can consciously put into their art and, you know, learn from the best who...
And learn how to identify them, right? Because that's also a really important part, is being able to listen to a Kendrick Lamar verse and say, oh, okay, he's utilizing this technique that I learned in the fourth month of the Pendulum Ink Advanced class called shadowboxing. Okay, cool. I know what he's doing. I know how to do it. I can identify it when I hear it in certain songs. I can go back to my Big Pun album from 1990 whatever, and identify some of the things he was doing just naturally, just out of sheer will. You know what I mean? And so now being able to kind of label these things and being able to give them terms and teach them to aspiring rappers and even master rappers that may join to brush up on some things, I think is going to change the whole scope of lyricism for years to come in hip hop.
Let's stay there. There's a lot of discussion in the past few years about the level of lyricism in hip hop. Give me your opinion. Where is it at today? Has there been a downgrading in skills? Is it about where you're looking for music? Mainstream hip hop in general, where's the level of lyricism at right now compared to previous years? Mickey, do you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a misconception on certain MCs that may be popular, that they're not as lyrical as other MCs. From a literary standpoint, that we can say yes, you are correct, especially when we talk about technique. But when you consider some of the more popular MCs that may be doing the trap sound, their style is very difficult to do, and a lyricist cannot just jump into their lane and do what they do unless they are proficient in that style. And I give them the utmost praise, because if to do that, you got to be talented, and to do what we do, you have to be talented. So there is levels, right? There's collegiate level rapping, and then there's high school level rapping, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with having that separation. I just think that there isn't a balance, right? If we look at who they consider the top tier lyricists in the culture, from Kendrick and Cole, who are probably sitting at the top, right? And if you want to throw Drake and Sean up there, and then you look at everybody else that's underneath them, it's a whole wide variety of this trap sound that's currently dominating the airwaves and things of that nature. It's no balance, right? There's hundreds of guys that do that one style. And then at the top of that, there are just these two lyricists that are just kind of sitting there up there by themselves. And then underneath these trap guys, then you got the Bennies and the Ransoms and the Crooked Eyes and all of these guys, right? There's no real balance for everybody. And I think that's the reason why people love the 90s so much, because you did have the Fushnikins and the Young MCs, right? And the Dominoes, but you also had the Wu-Tangs and the Nas's and the Biggies. They all shared the same spotlight at the same time. And there has been this wide firmament between, what we deem as high level lyricism and commercialism. And for us, with the aid of the stylistic department headed by Comic Book Cam and the technique department headed by myself and Chilla Jones, we're going to mesh these worlds together. So you can be a highly technical MC and still be able to rhyme over, a double time beat like the trap rappers, and just make it sound beautiful as well.
Sure. So still keeping that wavy sound, but adding more depth into your lyricism, more skill.
Exactly.
Chilla, what do you see going on in rap right now in terms of lyricism?
I totally agree with what Mickey said. I definitely think there's an imbalance in what we see on the mainstream level, and the lyricism is there. You have to look a little harder for it than you used to have to in the 90s and 2000s, where you had people like Eminem and Jay-Z and all of these people at the forefront were lyricists, and there was always still room for everyone else, but lyricism kind of had its own I don't want to say subgenre, but it's had its own spotlight. You know what I mean? It had its own opportunity to shine and be prevalent within the culture. You definitely don't see and hear it as much. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because within hip hop, everything happens in waves, everything happens in phases. And so there will be a renaissance and a resurrection of lyricism in the mainstream of hip hop. It's only a matter of time. The same way hip hop has seemingly went from New York to the South, to the West, to all different places has been a hotbed over the past 20 years for hip hop during its own era. So I definitely agree that lyricism isn't exactly on the forefront of hip hop right now because of the way the mainstream works and what's playing on the radios. But I definitely hope Pendulum Ink can help balance things out within the culture. And I think we are going to be a part of that resurrection.
Okay, so who is the sort of, you mentioned, you did say master lyricist and a beginner. Can elaborate on that? So there is no ideal student? Is it just being keen to learn? And how do they sign up? How do they get involved? Mickey, do you want to start on that?
Yeah, I'll start on that. So yeah, I mean, the first thing that I want to let be known, ego has to be put to the side, right? We want people to come in and learn, because hip hop is a constant learning evolution. Me and Chilla are still learning. There's still more to learn. The difference between me and Chilla and someone joining the class is that me and Chilla have sparred together. We have come up with these techniques together. We have named and coined these phrases. We have defined specific properties in order to make sure this thing goes in the specific way that it's supposed to do when you are incorporating it within your rhymes. So we know what we're talking about. We're very proficient in it. And if I were to give a master lyricist who they claim to be a verse from someone and say, hey, break this down to me. What do you hear? Tell me what it is. 9 times out of 10, they won't be able to tell us everything that we can tell them. And to me, that is the crux of this particular curriculum and masterclass. We want to give people the tools to know exactly what they're listening to, what they're reading, and how to properly define it when they're in conversations with people that may not know what it is that they're listening to, right? So there is no separation between intermediate and master level lyricism, with the exception of potential, like there might be some advanced level technique that person has, but there's still way more things to learn. And me and Chilla are open to learning more, right? If someone comes in and says, hey, I got this technique that I do, and then we analyze it and hear it and say, oh, that's something new. We want to add it to our lexicon and credit that person for coming up with it, because we're not ego-driven people, and we don't want ego-driven students. So in order to sign up, right, you just got to go to pendulumink.com, fill out an application. We'll get back to you within at least 12 hours to let you know if you've been accepted, or you haven't been accepted, and to try again, next year. So we hope to see everybody sign up and get the chance to be a part of hip hop history.
Okay, that's dope. Where do they go to sign up? When does the application process close? How long have people got?
You can take it.
Chilla, do you want to speak to that?
Yes. So www.pendulumink.com. People can go read all about the staff. If they're unfamiliar with me, Mickey, or anybody else that has had a hand in putting together this curriculum, they can go read up on them and see exactly why they're credible and why they're here. They can fill out the applications. The applications also leave a space for you to add either a written verse or attach an MP3 for us to check out and listen to, also to kind of determine what class and classes may be best for you. We will try to place you as best we can in the appropriate place to make you the best MC that we can foresee, engaging your potential. And that sometimes will also be what leads us to determine that maybe next year will be a better year for you. So that's where people can go to sign up and to inquire. People can also, after applying with us, if they would like to have a sit-down Q&A with us via Zoom, they are also welcome to do that, so that we can answer any questions they may have that may be holding them back from making the commitment to joining. So for anybody that may have questions, even after this interview or after applying on the website, they'll get the opportunity to sit with us and ask us anything that they need to ask us. before making that financial commitment to joining the program for the 8 months.
Okay, awesome. You two are obviously going to have your hands very full with this for the next for the rest of the year. But I'm sure you're going to be doing other things as well. Mickey, I'm sure I saw you putting out, is it 5 projects this year? Do you want to talk to us? And one of them I'm particularly interested in. Did I see it? You're introducing it as an NFT, is that right? Do you want to speak to us about that?
Yeah, so I think it's really 4 projects. One of them got pushed back to next year, sadly. It's done. It's done, but the producer who I did the work with wants to do vinyl, and he wants to do some special things with it. So we have to push it back to like March of next year. But I'm dropping a song every month, which will end in a compilated album around November, December. So the first 2 songs are out right now. The first song is called, I forgot what the first song is called. I'm doing so much. But the second song is called Never Rest, featuring Nestle singing on the chorus, battle rapper. But I got him singing on the chorus, completely bodied it. And this month for March, we got a song called Siri coming out, which will probably be sponsored by Apple. I have a project called Incognito dropping this year, probably in June. I got to start working on it now because the project that I finished, it got moved back. And I'm also working on a financial seminar album called The Dinner Table, which is basically teaching people financial literacy within hip hop.
Financial seminar album. I don't know that I've ever heard those 3 words put together in life.
Yeah,
before.
That's what we do, man. So we're gonna be teaching people about credit and insurance and things like that, and over really, really dope beats, and giving people my story so that they not follow how I did, but learn from my mistakes to be better in the space and realm of money. And then obviously I have my Mickey Mouse series. I'm doing Mouse 2, which is black art, basically. That's going to be dropping in December. I'm working on that. Thank you, my brother. I'm working on that as we speak. It's very strenuous, but it sounds incredible already, and I'm excited about it. So yeah, these are the projects I have dropping this year, along with doing the curriculum work with Pendulum Ink every single day with Chilla Jones and my other professors. There's other things. Oh, the Bars App challenge that I have. I'm giving away $5,000 to the best MC via myself and the Bars App. So if you can, sign up for the Bars App. And yeah, man, I might even jump in the ring this year. Who knows? We don't know. I'm taking on so much. We'll see what happens.
Where you at, Iron? Come outside, Iron.
Could we be looking at that Iron Solomon versus Mickey Factz?
Potentially, it's something that potentially can happen, probably in the summer, maybe in the fall. We'll see. I mean, I'm not opposed to doing it, even with my super crazy schedule. I'm not opposed to it. If it can happen, it can happen, and we'll make it work.
Okay, dope. Hands full, like I said. Chilla, did you catch Remy Ma's Chrome 23?
Yes, I was in the building.
Ah, you were in the. Of course you were. It wouldn't have been an event without the kingpin there himself. Talk to me about the event. What did you think of Remy's first Chrome 23 event? Queens Get the Money.
It was really dope. It had a very social feel to it, way more than other battle events that I've attended recently. It honestly felt more like a party. It felt more like a party with battles as opposed to a battle event. You know what I mean? The stars were out. Salute to everybody that was in the building. Papoose, Fat Joe, everybody was there. Salute to all the URL battlers who flew in from California just to make it in time to support the ladies. I saw Smack, Beasley in the building, Easy, Geechee, everybody that had just attended the URL event 12 hours prior. Made the effort to show up and support Remy and the ladies. So I thought that was really dope to see. The event was incredible. I really enjoyed 40 Bars and Couture's performances. I really enjoyed everybody's performances, to be honest with you. I didn't think there were really any bad performances that night. I was happy to see, the ladies mostly all on point and doing what they do at the highest level. I think female battle rap and female hip hop in general should be proud. It was an epic event. It was a monumental event. And, I hope Remy continues to do events like this for the culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Remy. And so what can we, have you got anything that you can talk to us about in terms of what you've got coming up in battle rap, Chilla?
I've got a couple offers on the table that I'm still sifting through. I should be back on URL in April. I've got an opponent lined up, and I'm just waiting for the paperwork for it to be official. So that will be really exciting. I'm anxious to get back in the ring for sure. Otherwise, I'm still. I felt like last year I took my foot off the gas a little bit. I won Champion of the Year. I kind of took a second to breathe and work on my music. And right now, I love the balance that I have in my life to be able to commit my time to Pendulum Ink, commit my time to working on projects with Jones Ink and my brother, and to also be battling on the world's largest battle rap platform. I feel like I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities that have been presented to me. So, battle-wise, I've just got that one coming up. I'm taking everything kind of one day at a time. But right now, my focus is the music, and my focus is Pendulum Ink, and really doing everything that we can to push the envelope as far as lyricism and the culture.
Well, salute to you, gentlemen. It sounds like, an amazing initiative, an amazing thing for hip hop culture and lyricism generally. Is there anything that you want to leave us with before we sign out?
Yeah, man, sign up at pendulumink.com. Even if you're not a rapper, if you're a poet, if you're a journalist, if you're a writer in general, and you just enjoy creative writing, or if you're somebody who just wants to sit in a class and watch, we have an option available for you there as well. Just sign up for pendulumink.com. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we can set up a Q&A, and we can have a meeting of the minds to see if this is a place for you, if you fit well here. Like, we have people from all over the world that are signed up currently. We got somebody in India. You're the first major MC in India that signed up, and
wow.
He is utterly excited about this opportunity. So we're excited to invite all people of all walks of life to join this initiative. And I think it's something that the culture needs, and people are going to be shocked at what we have in store and what we're going to be bringing to the table. And shout out to Nicole. I'm gonna leave them with this, right? Because she told me that she needed something. She needed something for this article that nobody's got. And I'm sure this is going to come out after Sunday anyway. We're going to let it go on Sunday. We are going to have an in-person graduation. Right, the in-person graduation is going to happen. Everything is Zoom, right? But for graduation, it will be in person. And our commencement speaker will be Bun B. We have a commencement speaker in Bun B, and he will be handing the students their diplomas. And
Wow,
we are really going to shift the culture with this thing.
Yeah, amazing. Congratulations. Can't wait to see where it goes. Chilla, do you want to sign us out with anything?
To add to that, we're going to be having a legendary guest speaker every single month, at least once every single month, for the Pendulum Ink curriculum. The first month, we have the legendary Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang, who will be pulling up on us, dropping some gems, talking to us about some of his favorite techniques that he employs within his writing, some of his favorite verses. That is our first MC for March, and we've got at least one legendary MC lined up for every month between March and November, and sometimes multiple.
Oh, wow.
Salute to the ladies. August is Ladies Month. So we have some very special ladies pulling up in August, which I'm also really, really excited about. So that's what I'll say. That's what I'll leave it with, man. We have so many more surprises in store. Please apply, pendulumink.com. Seats are going fast. Seats are limited. We are only wanting to accept a limited amount of seats this year.
Yes.
It's our first year. It's our beta year. We want to make sure we can execute this to perfection, and so we don't want to overload or overwhelm things. Year 2 will be much bigger. The rollout will be much bigger, but right now we're trying to get everything in place, and so far everything is beautiful. pendulumink.com. Make sure you sign up no matter where you are in your lyrical journey. Pull up on us. You will be provided with all the tools you need to be successful and to improve your craft within 8 months.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys, at allhiphop.com and talking to us about Pendulum Ink. Good luck with the process and going forward. We cannot wait to follow your journey. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Peace.
Okay.